We are tonight's entertainment.
You can't handle the truth.
The fire rises.
Pizza time.
You're a wizard, Harry.
So it begins.
You know how much I sacrifice?
You think that's air you're breathing?
Groovy.
I don't have friends. I got family.
We are Spectacular! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Craft services.
So hi Parth. We kind of spoke at the same time there, but hey,
we made it.
This is what 100 episodes looks like, Parth. Way to go.
How long did it take us? Like 2 years, right? Just over.
What month of 2020
yes,
did we begin in?
It was June 6th, I think, is when our first episode went up.
Oh, Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, some would say our best episode.
A riveting discussion. I think it wouldn't be good for anyone to go back and listen to that. But that's like our most listened to episode, both because it's the first and because it's discussing a mainstream movie.
Isn't that depressing?
And the audio quality is so bad compared to now.
We didn't have real mics until our third episode.
And we didn't know how to edit well until like our 30th episode. And we still continue to struggle. Parth doesn't, I do.
Well, you said it, I didn't.
But Parth doesn't use slow-mo nearly as much as I do, which is worth
No, and I think the audience really is pissed at me for that. But let's get back to basics, Trent. What have you been eating?
Hello, you're looking well. You just saw it happen. I was like scrambling before the episode, because potting on an empty belly is a recipe for disaster, as I'm sure you know. And so I had like a shot glass worth of orange juice left and in this carton, and so I kicked that back, and then I don't have any milk, and so I've just been eating these frosted mini wheat knockoff from Trader Joe's, which are called frosted shredded bite-sized wheats. I've just been pouring those outside the box and eating them dry, which I know that you do. That's like your preferred method.
As I've said before on previous episodes,
spoken at length on the issue.
I had cereal with milk once when I was 3, and then I threw up, and ever since then I've always been a little like, I'm fine, I'll have it dry, which actually kind of ties into what I had, because I cinnamon toast crunch. Dry. It was good. Dry. Well, I had that. So listeners, I just came back. You've been having episodes every week to listen to, but we rushed
in advance.
Yeah, but the last 2 weeks I've been in India, so my sleeping schedule's been a little bit messed up.
What's the time difference? I'm ignorant.
They're ahead by 9.5 hours.
Jet lag, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. But 2 days ago I woke up at 5 o'clock. Then yesterday I woke up at 6 o'clock, and today I was able to wake up at 6:45. So I'm kind of moving closer towards waking up at a normal time. But an hour into waking up, I had some cereal, and then just before potting, as you said, potting on an empty stomach is a recipe for disaster.
Ain't that the truth?
And I started feeling a little peckish. And so I went downstairs to our freezer, found a box of Eggo waffles, and put that in the toaster.
Dude, Stranger Things, am I right? 11?
Yeah. No, Papa waffles.
Wait, so where does the Cinnamon Toast Crunch come in?
Wow, I told you, that was the first thing I had. I woke up an hour in, I had it, and then afterwards I had waffles.
Because you're like Stranger Things?
Yeah, I was really in my L era, if you will. You know?
Parth, we've had our ups and our downs, but in your L era, no complaints here.
Yeah, my L as in EL, not my L era as in
As
L.
in a loss, no.
Yes, no. But Trent, we have a really insane topic, don't we? Prepare for this episode, and so we should probably just cut into our intro because the audience is just clamoring for it.
Because of how insane it's gonna be.
No, I mean, like, guys, you are not prepared.
Even I'm excited. And I know what it is.
Yeah.
Prepare for the reveal.
Guys, you're
in
you're
3,
not ready.
2, 1. transition.
Welcome back to Craft Services, where we talk about the movies. Each week we talk about a film and hopefully have a crew member of that film to talk with us about their experience working on the picture. But this week is a different week.
Yeah.
It's the 100th week that we've done this.
Not in a row, because we've had some missteps along the way. But haven't we only delayed like 2 or 3 times, and like only most of them were my fault, but one of them was both of our faults.
Okay. When we first started the podcast, we were doing episodes every week, but they were coming out at different times every week, and then we took like a month-long break where we just stopped doing it for a while. Then we came back with a vengeance towards the end of 2020 and then going into 2021. Then we were pretty consistent. I think we only skipped once or something like that because you were busy or something like that. Then this January we took a 3-week break while we were at it was our winter break, but we were coming up with the episodes we were going to have to release during the school year. And then we took a break. We took a 1-week break a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but all in all...
Oh, our Apollo 10.5 discussion was delayed by 1 week.
But Apollo 10.5 was so wild that I think we made it worth everyone's while.
No,
but
I think people were happy in the end.
All in all, it's been slightly over 2 years, and I guess there are 52 weeks in a year. So if we were good, this would be the 104th episode special. But we're doing the best we can. Here's
we're not perfect.
No, but triple digits. I mean, the next digit would be 1,000. And no offense to us, Parth, but I don't know about that one, Chief.
I don't know about that, yeah.
I think 200. Does that sound like a good number to you?
I could do 200.
So it's like we're starting a new podcast, basically, and doing everything we just did again, essentially.
Yeah. No, the countdown goes back to 0 now. And we just start counting back up to 100.
I know we have episodes like in the can and all this momentum, but I say we cancel this one and start from scratch. Call it Craft Services 2.
We should do Crafts Services.
Yeah, just so we can fuse what little followership we have. Yeah.
But I alluded to a special topic, did I not?
You did, and I think at this point in the episode you're going to have to get creative, given the fact that I guess maybe this episode is just labeled the 100th episode special, and you didn't reveal within the title
That's what I think.
What exactly the topic is.
That's
so
the
we can
problem
continue
with
to
our previous
postpone
specials.
Yes.
The problem with our previous specials is that our title gave it away.
Yeah, there was no numerical significance.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, what specials did we have?
We had our 50th special, but it was like our director bracket, remember?
I do. But thus, in order to encourage people to click on the episode, 50 isn't that cool, but 100.
Yeah.
But now we can stall as long as possible, because we've got people here in the palm of our hands, because they're celebrating, the
some
big 1-0.
could say we've got the power of the sun in the palm of our hands. I mean, some would say that, not all. Trent, do you think it's time it's pretty special, this topic. And I think it's something that people are going to be really excited about. They've been clamoring for it. They've been just waiting for 99 episodes, just hoping that we'd cover this.
We've discussed a lot of movies. We've talked with some cool people. But I think what you've really all been waiting for is for what Parth is about to reveal.
Guys, this episode, today's topic is... I'm going to insert a drum roll because I'm editing this episode. Today's topic is no topic.
Are you ready for this? It's from Space
Guys.
Jam. Can you edit in the song?
No, I was planning on it. I'm not a heathen. We have been wondering what we were gonna do with this episode for several months. We had no idea. We'd asked the listeners what they would like to see.
And they gave some interesting suggestions.
No, and we'll get to that.
And we
might-
will discuss that later on. That may be
But-
incorporated. We didn't come unprepared.
No, guys, we're not monsters. But we were talking about it, and then Trent and I were texting, and do we do a
Brainstorming
movie
up-
commentary? Do we
Up until this morning.
do we rank our episodes? What do we do? And then I sent that magical little text to Trent, and I said, Trent, wait, should I read the text conversation aloud?
Sure. I mean, it was only from a few hours ago, so this is very fresh. Start as high up as you want. You can reveal the personal stuff.
So I text Trent, question mark, at 10 a.m.
It's because
He
I
says
wasn't
hello.
responding.
Yeah, no, that's a classic Trent move. But enough about that. Hello, I'm just waking up at Jordan's. I'm free this morning pretty much whenever. Any ideas on what you would like to discuss? Keep in mind this is about an hour before we say that we're going to start recording this episode, so we have no idea. And I say, let's get on mic at 11 and try to come up with ideas by then. And Trent came up with the idea of what if we live watched something and essentially did commentary. And I said, what do you want to do it on? And he sends a IMDb list of good movies under 90 minutes. Says a few movies that maybe we will do that for, so I'll keep them a secret.
Oh,
And he says maybe we can do something shorter or more abstract. Top 10 and bottom 10 movies we've covered. I go, And
yeah, when Parth says, I'm like, I hope I don't have to respond, because I think that just means he's digesting information.
it is. Whenever I send I'm not expecting the person to like give a response. Like I know that's a strange thing to have to respond to, but I'm kind of like,
because you're not giving anything to work with. It just shows that you're processing.
what the thing is that like when I don't have anything to say, I still like the other person to know that I've seen it and like acknowledge so that they know. So they're not left in the dark.
It's better than a thumbs up, and it's not as flirty as a heart, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't. I've tried flirting with Trent, and it's not gotten me anywhere good. So, and then I come up with the magical text, the topic, no topic. And Trent goes, I like that. So that's how we got here. It was a long and arduous journey, but we figured we've been churning out content every week, most of the time, every week, actually. And it's all been very focused. We've had an interview or a discussion or ranking. And what if we just talked? Is that enough for you guys? Would that be enough?
Focused is a really nice way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's being generous. But like
No, but
the episodes themselves have an intent, I would say.
No, that's for sure. But there are most certainly episodes where like we set out to discuss Apollo 10.5 and or Lockdown.
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
And then we're
talking about like interstellar travel.
And then we're talking about death and dying and space
and like gravitational
and aliens.
time differences and all good stuff. It's good stuff.
Just everything that people that people in the 18 to 23 range want to hear.
Yeah, no, people are excited about that. Maybe the listeners just want to know what's going on with us. What are we up to? How have we been?
Should we fire off some of the suggestions of what we should have talked about?
Sure. Let's. So the thing that Trent had said was, we received a few months ago. I posted a thing on the story saying, "Give us ideas for our 100th episode," and a few people responded to that. So one person said Samurai Cop 1 and 2. Do you know about Samurai Cop, Trent?
I think like maybe I'm crazy, but it's not like Mystery Science Theater, or like, do you know what that is? Like
No,
MST
I know what that
3K.
is.
It's like a different modern version of that, and it's just like three guys with microphones, and you go.
That is not Samurai Cop.
No. But like, you go to the movies, and then there's like commentary with three guys, and they like say bad jokes about the movie. But I think one of the movies they did was Samurai Cop, and I saw it in high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where it was going. I know it took a long time to get there.
What Samurai Cop 1 is like an unintentionally bad movie, and then Samurai Cop 2 is a movie that was made after Samurai Cop became infamous, and it's intentionally bad. So I don't know how
But
much fun we'd have.
The first one is accidentally bad.
Yeah, but it was made by someone that was trying to make a good movie, which is always more fun. That's why I don't care much for Sharknado movies, because
Like, we've had more than one person recommend that we like do like The Room, but I think that what would hold us back is trying to get someone who worked on it. But it's actually kind of a recent movie, so that's not completely without of our range. But up until this point, we've held off on not doing movies that we couldn't get a person for. But until what we have coming up soon,
well, yeah,
we're gonna break our own rule.
well, we're gonna and tonight you're gonna break your one rule. But anyways,
Parth, we were watching The Dark Knight last night, and I was like, I wish he was here.
Me?
You. Yeah,
That's nice.
Well, what happened is, we couldn't decide. We like, people were about to leave, and I was like, how can I hook people in? And so I turned on the opening sequence of The Dark Knight, and then we
always
watched
a good
that.
thing.
And then we watched that through. Well, when does the Batman or when does the Dark Knight slow down for the first time? It was like after the investigation is ongoing thing.
The investigation is ongoing.
Yeah. So it was like how in is that, like 15 minutes or something?
Yeah, that's when they're like, they cut to the establishing shots of Gotham and stuff, and then yeah. Anyways,
Wait, well, what comes after that? Because I want to know how far we watched.
well, after that is my dogs are hungry.
Okay, we got this far. Wait,
Pity there's only one of you. Is it? Did you get to Harvey Dent in the courtroom?
No. I think we stopped right after the fake Batman sequence of what's the difference between you and me? I'm not wearing hockey pads. You know?
Nice.
And I said my product would take you places. I didn't say it'd be places you wanted to go. I always get the quotes a little bit wrong, so I apologize.
No, that one was correct. You got it.
Oh.
I think the reading on that was a little. I said my compound would take you places. I never said they'd be places you wanted to go.
For anyone at home, like, if you get the chance, like, watch The Dark Knight and/or Spider-Man 2 with Parth. Like, it'll be a hoot and a half. And better if he's like, if he's a few drinks deep and he's transformed into his alter ego Perth. He knows the words even better.
Trent, do you want to explain alter ego Perth? Because I don't think the audience has ever
Been
heard of this
introduced.
character. Yeah.
Because you've never been drunk on the pod, sadly.
Maybe we should do one.
Has that ever been suggested? I mean, we're both...
No, I don't think it has. You just said that, and I was like, that would be kind of a fun episode.
That would just be two chaps.
I think that one should be in person, though. We should drink
chaps
on
clinking
air.
pints.
We should
I
take
think-
shots on cam.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I feel like there could be a spill and and a technical malfunction. But that
That's
does
true.
sound fun. And we're like not even underage, so it wouldn't even be controversial, and our parents couldn't
No.
even be mad at us. Do you think it would bring down the level of conversation?
I think if anything, it would increase the level of conversation, though maybe decrease the level of good conversation
I mean,
or intelligible.
I don't want to give anything away, but for the latter installments of our summer series, I think that this would be a welcome surprise.
We'll talk about maybe the
I
last
wrong?
one we can. We'll discuss this, but no, go, explain Perth, Trent.
Perth happens to be. I was introduced to Perth. Who can even say? But
Long ago.
I quickly found out that when Parth consumes a little bit of alcohol, he kind of turns into a different person, and he's like really chatty with people on the street, and you like to like say something really loud at a group of people, and then like they don't respond and/or respond either with a nice thing or with a mean thing, and then you get really self-conscious, and then you're like, I hope they're not mad at me. Do you think that they thought I was annoying? And then you'll say to them, you're like, hey, I'm sorry, have a nice night. And I'd say that is like the MO of Perth. But like any, like, I mean, as I'm sure everyone can imagine, he's just like a tilted, like, bizarro version of Parth. But
yeah, it's like certain aspects of me come out more,
are enhanced.
I would say.
It's
because,
like it's like you have symbiote on you. It's like your venom. Like you're just enhanced.
One of the first parties I ever went to when I came first to college, not to give anything away, but one of the first parties I ever went to, I realized that when I'm lost in the sauce,
Under the influence, sure.
yeah, I gain I gain a proclivity towards shaking people's hands and like meeting them. And I found that like at other people's parties, I'll start being like, hey, can I get you anything? Like I'm hosting the party, or like, hey, meet my friend here. And like I'll start being like, guys, we're all one big group, humankind. We can do better. And I start getting really optimistic. But it's interesting when you're in a frat basement and you start shaking the brothers' hands and the DJ's hands. But everyone seems to have a good time. Perth doesn't seem to be too problematic of a figure. I would say the most problematic thing is just in public, on the streets. Sometimes in the streets of New Brunswick, it's a good thing not to
do you think
say things at random people.
Do you think the Destination Dogs Perth story has ever been shared?
Oh my god. I don't know if...
May I?
Where's it gonna start from?
What? Who? Oh, it was after the senior showcase. No, it was.
Oh, you weren't there for a portion of it.
Oh, because you started drinking before that.
Okay, so backstory is, it was my 21st birthday. Well, it was the day after my 21st birthday, but my birthday was on a Thursday, so we were all hanging out on a Friday, and a bunch of so like some craft services regulars, Trent obviously, Sophia Alexis, Jackson Clark, Jordan was there for a period of time, Brendan Lupetti was there for a period of time, Clara Pell was there, and a few other characters
extraneous members in our cast of characters
that have yet to join the roster of craft services. We're all hanging out. We had a plan to go to a few bars for my birthday, and so we went to, and if there's any New Brunswick listeners, we went to Old Queen's First, where I got a large T-shirt.
Was this
for
not
free.
the night? Was this the night of the senior showcase? Or
Yes, no, it was. But that time during that period, you were not there because you were at the showcase.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But yeah, so this was just Jackson, me, Sophia, Tom, and Jackson. Or wait, did I say that?
Yeah. But this is when you got your free T-shirt.
Yeah, so I got a free T-shirt, and I
Infamously.
I guess all they had was a large, and if you know me, I do not fit in a large T-shirt.
What's
but
your
I put it over
size? A medium or a small?
Usually a medium. Sometimes if it's a big small, it's a small, but it's usually
the great equalizer, a men's medium. Anyone can
really
make it work if they have to.
But I didn't feel like carrying it, so I put it over the sweater that I was already wearing. So there's some funny photos of me from that night, just putting that out there. Then we went over to Scarlet Fever. Is that the name?
Scarlet Fever is the name.
Or is it Scarlet Pub?
Scarlet Pub. Scarlet Fever is the name of like the merchandising store.
Oh no, we did not drink there. We
but
went
Scarlet
there,
Fever is like a better name. I wish that was a bar.
right?
Yeah.
And then we went to Ale and Witch, which was fun. And then,
but don't you not remember the events of that, or is that Jackson?
No, Jackson doesn't remember the events of that. But you know, anyways, by the time we're about to leave Ale and Witch, we're pretty.
But now we're
into it.
hungry and drunk.
Well, we're very hungry.
And the next logical stop is some place that we can get not only food but alcohol, which, if for anyone who doesn't know, in New Brunswick is a hot dog restaurant named Destination Dogs, and we joke because there are domestic and international themed hot dogs in addition to other things. But we went there, and Parth was really. Parth, can I cut to the meat of the story, or do you have anything to add? The meat of the story. Hot dogs.
I guess all that we should add is that one of the people working there was an actress that had worked in Jackson's Thing, and she was very nice to us, and she was our server. And
yes,
so
I think we were allowed to be a little bit more rowdy because we were in good company with.
She kind of knew what we needed at that point. And so
which was hospitality.
Shout out to Aline, you know?
Yeah, from D-Dogs, tip your waitress as well. But basically, everyone was going around and ordering and getting whatever crazy hot dog that your heart can dream up. And Parth, I believe you're kind of down the table from me, but Jordan Sikafu's friend of the show, was seated next to you, and according to her, I believe not only you were touching her a lot, which isn't a problem, but
I was touching her a lot.
Well, just like I believe a lot of hugs, I believe, but that's just Perth.
Okay.
That's Perth.
That is Perth.
But that's just like you, like unionizing. That's you bring the group together.
That's why I'm shaking hands, kissing babies.
No, like John F. Kennedy. Yeah, you're like the mayor. But basically, in your drunkenness, you were like fairly subdued, but you were just like hot dog, and that's like the only thing that you could get out. And you just like repeated the fact that you wanted a hot dog, but you didn't articulate any of the details. And so when the waitress came around, Aline, our friend, you didn't expand.
Well, okay. So what? Okay. Here's what had happened was that I was talking with another person at the other end of the table, and I had said, so you and I had worked on George's project, and then after we'd worked on his project, he took us out to D-Dogs at separate times, and
yes.
When I went with him, I'd had the Rocky Balboa or something like that, and so I was trying to ask George, what was the hot dog that I got when we were here, and he said the Rocky Balboa, and I was like, okay, so I want that.
Yes,
and so I thought that George would tell the waitress, okay, he wants the Rocky Balboa because he was pretty sober, relatively.
Thus, George would also be ordering for you because of how incapacitated you were.
And so it's taking a while for for the waitress to come or whatever, and I'm like, oh boy, this is insane. Like I'm in a pretty interesting state at that point, and I don't remember this, but allegedly, Aline came over and said, what does everybody want? Everybody gave their order, and then they turned to me, and they said, Parth, what do you want? And me thinking that George had told them, I guess, I just went, hot dog. And they went, what? And I just went, hot dog. And so Jordan Sikafus, in a well-minded move, said,
effort, yeah.
I guess just get him a plain hot dog. But that is not what I was expecting.
No.
And so
when a plain hot dog showed up,
I was getting really excited because I was like, wow, this great hot dog that I'd ordered last time is going to be coming again. And I was remembering the taste. I was remembering the feeling.
It's got a one-way ticket to your mouth.
And I was just like, this is insane. This is exciting. I love this. I love my birthday. I love my friends.
I love hot dogs.
Hot dog, you know? And Perth was in full swing.
Yes.
And then
yes. Out of the cage for sure.
My plate comes, and Trent, you can take it from here.
I mean, as I think everyone can imagine at this point in the story, it was a plain hot dog, and you were really disappointed.
Well, I don't remember this, but I guess I was, like, pissed. And I was just like, what is this? Like, I could not comprehend what it was. Because I was just like, what did you order? What?
So flabbergasted?
I was, like, appalled.
I guess when you're so drunk that you can't order your own hot dog, you kind of are in no position to be upset about what hot dog comes your way.
No, but I wasn't in my right. Well, I thought I had ordered because I did not know the hot dog story of me going hot dog. I don't remember that. That was told to me afterwards. So, I fully believe I ordered the right hot dog.
All you can remember is the emotions and the cravings.
All I remember is the hunger, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so but that's I would say that's the most intense Perth story that exists is that night. Other than that, it's mostly just like I get like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you." And then everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Anyways, back to our suggestions.
Wasn't that? We're at minute 38, and I think that we only shared the first suggestion. But what's the next one?
Great movies with so-so endings.
Oh yeah, I forgot that this started with us talking about Samurai Cop 1 and 2. I was like, how did we even get to this point? And then it was us being drunk, and then Perth. I understand. Yeah. Wow, this is the free-form conversation. You all are fearing.
Nobody's listening at this point. They've all clicked away. You can say anything. You're free to say anything, and no one will ever know.
Christianity is a lie.
Oh no! You have sinned.
The Secret Service and like a nun are about to knock on my door.
Yeah.
Wait, can I? I shared this story last night because we were watching a documentary. Have you seen the documentary Tickled? It's on HBO Max.
I saw that you and Jackson had. Well, or maybe you hadn't.
Brendan Lupetti and him both logged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good and it's on HBO Max and it's from like this New
2016.
New Zealand journalist, and that now is on the podcast Armchair Expert with like Dax Shepard, as I'm sure you know that podcast.
Yeah.
But he's now like a fixture of that, and they do like fun episodes. But this was sort of like what I guess got him into the mainstream. But needless to say, we were watching that, and it reminded me of this story that a friend from high school told me. And it was that Barack Obama, during his presidency, for whatever reason, like came to New Jersey for a time, and like I don't know, went to an ice cream shop or what? What do you mean you were there?
That place was 10 minutes away from my
what was
house,
the place?
and I don't remember, but I just know that it was. But I was like 10 or no, I must have been like 8 or something when this was happening. My mom came and she was like, "Oh, President Obama is coming to New Jersey, and he's coming 10 minutes away from us. We have to go see him." And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And so us and a few family friends went over, and it was like a whole barricaded place or whatever. And I wasn't in the shop or anything, but I did see him coming out of his car and walking down. So that's
because there was so much of a crowd you couldn't get closer.
Well, I was in the front, but it was like they blocked it off, I guess, because of the Secret Service.
What was the shop? What was he doing here? Or does a president just have to go to all the states to drum up support?
I could not tell you.
Yeah, but I guess maybe I don't think the time frame is the same because I think this happened when they were in high school, but I'm sure President Obama in his 8-year term, 2 terms, came to New Jersey more than twice. But President Obama was in New Jersey, and this stupid high schooler who I don't know, in some capacity on his Snapchat, I guess maybe he was right-wing, but made some sort of abstract threat to President Obama, however unfounded. And he was like, I'm gonna kill him. Or whatever. And the Secret Service knocks on his door, and they have a very serious talk with his parents and him, and then they say, we're gonna stay here until President Obama has left New Jersey.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, just because you're 16 and you threaten the president on Snapchat, like, I guess that'll get flagged of all the stupid Snapchats that are being sent every day.
I mean, that's like a dumb thing to do, just in general, you know? But oh wait, great movies with so-so endings.
Can you think of a good example?
Last Night in Soho.
Mm.
That's a good movie that I think like I think people really don't like the ending, and I'm kind of just like meh on it. But I guess that's a so-so ending.
Parth, move to London, become a big-time fashion designer.
London.
I was doing actually basically I was doing a British accent the other day, and I was just like a little bit of I was at work and I was like a little bit of clocking out, and then someone said and I had no Last Night in Soho basis at all, and someone said, are you doing a Last Night in Soho voice? And I was like,
Wow.
When did a British accent become a Last Night in Soho voice?
All right. So Tom Merkel, friend of Perth,
Yes.
and friend off the show,
Yes, recently mentioned in the anecdote.
said Megamind.
I can't, like, I've definitely seen that movie in parts. I can't say in its entirety. I think it's, like, considered, like, an above-average movie.
Yeah.
I'm not wholly opposed. Is it Illumination? Is it, like, the Minions company? I feel like the animation...
I think it's DreamWorks, actually.
Mm.
But, okay, so the next
Who-
option
wait.
is...
Who's the voice of Megamind? Since this is
Will
just a free
Ferrell.
episode. And who's the villain? Isn't Jonah Hill?
Brad
Or does
Pitt?
it just...
Oh, no,
it
Jonah
looks-
Hill. It's Jonah Hill.
It
Jonah
looks
Hill.
like Jonah Hill, too. Okay, continue forward.
Alright, so Dylan Lembo, if you're one of our listeners, you gave us 3 suggestions: Employee of the Month, Dead Man on Campus, and Dude, Where's My Car? And I have seen none of these films.
I haven't either. I heard that Jordan Sigfus has been recommending Dude, Where's My Car as a stoner
I've been recommended
favorite.
that as well. Yeah.
I mean, for many years, speaking of stoner favorites, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. That was a movie I didn't show any interest in for a long time, and then I watched it, and it's awesome. But then there's movies like Half Baked, which are stoner favorites, but are just bad movies.
Mm.
Have you
Trent,
seen that?
this next one... No, I haven't.
It's not good.
This next one is going to be interesting to us. So this is from Nathan Snyder, an old
long
friend.
time. Yeah, listener.
And he says, Spielberg episode, in parentheses, pick any.
Well, wow, choose your player. Uncle Steve. Have we discussed...
Trent, do we reveal? I mean,
Honestly, we should.
because that's coming out next. Or we could have that other interview that we did come out before it. But I kind of want to just release this.
Because it's the summertime?
Yeah.
Are we talking
Trent.
about the shark one?
Maybe.
Okay,
I mean, wait. Let me play some music. And let's see if you can figure out what our new mini-series for the summer is going to entail. Guys, we're doing Jaws.
Yeah, but not only like the good Jaws, we're doing Jaws 2 and Jaws 3D and Jaws the Revenge. Whoa, and I'm looking at our folders and we've got some crazy shiz lined up after that too. I mean, you're gonna have to sit through some shark episodes, one of which, as I recommended before, we should be drunk for. I mean, since we're on the record now, if we're not drunk for Jaws the Revenge, like, we're doing something wrong. Because in that movie, Jaws the shark, or I a son or daughter of the original Jaws, or I guess just any sort of distant relation to the original Jaws, follows the wife of Roy Schneider from the first movie to the Bahamas, where she moves there to get away from Cape Cod because she's like, there's too many sharks here. Goes to the Bahamas, the shark follows her, and then wreaks antics. And so basically, if I'm not drunk, like, what's good with that? Wait, do you know what happens in Jaws 3D?
I've only ever seen the first one. And I know that,
Did you only
and
see
I
it
hadn't seen
recently?
it. Yeah, I saw it last year for the first time.
And
But
I mean, I guess
we'll find out.
We have a platform to discuss these things.
So Dylan Freno recommended that we review and critique our old work from freshman year. And while I appreciate the sentiment, I don't think the world needs to hear about it.
No, not particularly. I think we have enough trouble drumming up attention to talk about like movies that people do care about. So our work that people don't care about, I think we'd be shooting ourselves in the foot. No.
Yeah.
But the sentiment is appreciated. But Parth, are we? I know that we've never covered a Spielberg movie, but that we're about to dive into the deep end of Spielberg. But there's so many more we'd like to do. No. But I mean, it's just hard.
And maybe certain things are
pending.
Maybe certain things are pending in that category. Who knows? You know?
We would need, unless we were doing a post 9/11 Spielberg, it would be hard. I mean, guest wise, unless we were breaking our own rules, like with Jaws. But Jaws, like, you break your rules for Jaws summer. Wait, should we reveal the interesting part about the first Jaws movie? About someone who may come on?
No, let's leave that. Let's leave that as a surprise.
Okay, there's gonna be a special guest for the first Jaws episode. That's all we'll say.
All right. So, I have a follower that said Amazon buying MGM, and I feel like that happened quite a bit ago, so it wouldn't make too much sense now to be talking about it. Made sense when they submitted that.
A whole episode on that would be a lot, given I know nothing about that situation, nor does it sound very compelling. But like, I'm sure it has a lot to do with the downfall of cinema or whatever.
Amelie, Francois of TCNJ fame, suggested Turning Red. Kate Rotunda of Rutgers film fame suggested Jennifer's Body. I'd be cool with either of those movies, and with Jennifer's Body, there may be interesting developments that could happen there. Just putting that out there. Kevbo the Clown suggested Taken 3, and to that I say no. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Because I mean, not to take ourselves too seriously, but to do Taken 3 for our 100th episode would be a little insulting.
The podcast would have to be taken away from me for that to happen. Cody Lawrence said, talk about your own stuff. Very Freno-esque of you, Cody.
Yes, did Dylan Freno submit it before, or was Dylan Freno being Lawrence-esque, or
no? Freno submitted it before.
Okay, so Cody Lawrence is being Freno-esque. Very, yeah.
Justin Gensch, a cousin of Sophia Alexis, said, still waiting for the proposal episode.
Is the proposal like the famous movie poster with like
yes,
like
yeah.
Who are the actors?
Ryan
I'm doing
Reynolds
the motion
and...
of a woman grabbing a man's tie, as in like a bad early 2000s rom-com sort of way.
It's Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
But like both of those are like respectable actors, no?
They are, but I don't know how worthwhile.
I've never seen it. I mean, I really can't insult the proposal directly, but
Cool Fella 11, is that Zach?
It is. Who's been on our show several
friend
times.
of the show, Zachary Bazile, who I met 2 weeks ago for the first time.
Yes.
At Trent's party. Said the Angry Birds movie.
If you asked me, is there an Angry Birds movie 5 minutes ago, I would have had to take a minute to think about it. Is there more than one or just one?
There's 2 Angry Birds movies.
There's not enough money in the world for me to try to like describe the plot of what happens in the Angry Birds movie. But actually, maybe they're definitely trying to kill pigs probably through propelling their
think,
bodies in like a warlike sort of way. You haven't seen them, have you?
No, I can't say that I have. Those are movies that came out way too late. They should have come out in like 2008 or 9 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And our last suggestion is by friend of the show, Adam Volerich.
Whoa.
And this says, talk about 1/3 of 300 in reference to this being our 100th episode.
Isn't 300 directed by someone interesting?
Zack Snyder. We talked to the editor of 300.
Who edited
William Hoy.
Oh, wait, you mean the editor of the Batman? That's my boy right there.
Yeah. No, like low-key, that is our boy, that right there.
Oh, what I forgot to share, earlier about us watching The Dark Knight, and is that after the fake Batman scene, we then thought, okay, let's watch the opening scene from The Batman. Or really what we wanted was the opening, like the rain monologue, but we also thought it would be wrong to skip over like the first 5 minutes with like the Riddler. And so we watched that, and then we skipped forward to the the Penguin Batmobile chase, and then we watched that, and then everyone was tired and everyone went home. But like we watched some major scenes from 2 of the best Batman movies.
Yeah, that sounds like a hoot and a holler.
That's how you get people to postpone leaving for like 45 minutes. Turn on Batman
scenes. Well, we've been able to go through everyone's suggestions, I guess. We didn't make separate episodes on them, but if you were interested, we at least mentioned your idea.
I don't know if we had the capacity to discuss, or for any of those to be an entire episode. I think that this was perhaps the best case scenario for everyone involved, just because they've all generated about 5 or 6 minutes of content.
I agree. But, I had fun reading them, you know?
I do eventually want to explore the idea of us doing a commentary in which, the reason we did a sub 90-minute movie is so it wouldn't be too torturous. But, like, I know this podcast, like The Big Picture, they did a live commentary for... Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is how long? Like 2.5 hours?
4 hours.
Okay, which is 4 hours long. And it was like a marathon for them, but I'm not capable of that. And we're not capable of that. So we were looking at great 90-minute movies. But maybe we'll do one eventually, because I think that sounds fun. And
no, I think that'd be a fun episode.
And you can
right now we weren't ready for that.
No, but like the people at home can sync up the movie, and then you can actually hear Parth and I talk over it like we directed it, despite having nothing to do with it creatively.
Yeah. And that would actually require pretty much no editing.
Yeah, if we edited it at all, it would be it would
ruin
the timing.
We could maybe add sound effects or something, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we could only add but not subtract.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on an hour. It's 56 minutes of recording thus far. I'm kind of tired.
Parth, perhaps in our final moments here, let me... I was just going to share with you in confidence that my computer's alerting me that I only have 11 minutes of storage space remaining, but which I was afraid was going to become an issue, and I was going to have to tell us to stop, and then which would cause conflict between us. But maybe like the universe just knows that you're tired and my computer are running out of like steam at the same time.
Maybe God does exist, you know?
That's a big step to take. Especially given that it's elusive. Okay, goodbye.
That's yeah. All right, guys, we have 1 minute. Happy 100th. Give us a good rating and stuff, and follow our social media, guys. Bye. We'll see you for Jaws next week.